paddy works on the railway. In 1842 from Hartlepool I moved to Crewe, found myself a job to do, working on the railway.
Okay, so I've hit a problem. The plan was to just turn this down, turn all the way through this void. It was actually a bar conclusion. Put a tenon on it and make a very thin plate. And lots and lots and lots of shavings. Problem is I quite like the piece of timber and I don't want to do that. So then I thought I could put a faceplate on it, sorry, a glue block on here, and turn a tenon on that. The problem with that is it's a big piece of wood. If it was a 12-inch I'd do that and have this bit missing without any qualms, but it's a big piece of wood. So I turned to my compatriots, which includes Lewis Golden and Steve at SK Crafts and Brian and various others who do resin, and said, I'm going to do some resin. Any advice? 2 days later, when they'd actually stopped laughing, they gave me some advice. William has done resin once and he advised me fairly quickly, and I went on Amazon and I bought a pack of resin. I bought this because it said it was 16 ounce. It's not 16 ounce, it's 2 8 ounces, which makes 16 ounce, but I was expecting 2 16 ounces. Yeah. Okay, so I bought the wrong one. It's too small. So I bought another one. That's not here yet, but I've got enough here to do at least this hole. This is intended to be an OG shape, so I'd like this one filled, but it's not overly necessary. And that one's completely unnecessary, but I'll fill it if I've got a spare resin. What do you get in the kit? This cost £12, by the way. So, your 2 parts of the resin. Should be that way up, shouldn't it? You've got your resin and your hardener. 2 8 ounce bottles. Pair of gloves. And a very small mixing pot. Obviously it wasn't intended for doing big holes. Don't know what that is, it looks like a scraper of some sort, spatula. Some mixing sticks. And some instructions. As I have never ever made resin myself, I've turned resin somebody else had made, but I've never made it myself. But read this. So I'll stick you on pause while I read. Steve advised me to put a dam of hot melt glue. Don't intend to fill necessarily completely to the top because this is still going to be cut down a bit further yet. But it does make sense to make sure you don't get a spillage. This is a 50-50 mix. So it's 40 ml in there. I know this is a small amount, but I want to practice. This is the hardener going in. Take that up the other 50% to 80 ml. And there we go. According to the instructions, once I start mixing that, it should go white. And I keep mixing until it's clear again. It'll take about 3 minutes. It says to mix it slowly to stop getting air bubbles in it. No real idea how to put in. Steve said to be generous, so I'm going to be generous. 1, 2, 3, 4 spoons. See what that looks like. I think that's mixed in. This is all of it. This is a bit that's probably going to be turned over completely, so I'm going to sort of over pour this one. Just going to deep pour it. And there's an inclusion under the inclusion in this one, so I'm going to fill that bit first. Around the edges a bit. There's nothing there for now. I'll put some on this one. First pour done. I'm supposed to let the stuff settle for a bit and then just run a blowtorch over the top to burst any bubbles, and then give it an hour and do the next one. So I'll see you then. Okay, second pour time. I'll mix more this time. Start with a bit in there. A bit in there. I've got this hole on the side here, which I'm hoping the aluminium foil tape will act as a dam and make it possible. I don't want to put too much in there at a time because it might all just leak out on the floor. Just put a bit there and see what happens. I didn't film the mixing of this batch, it's exactly the same as the previous batch. About 3 minutes of slow steady stirring, not creating bubbles, creating as few bubbles as possible, and just getting it thoroughly mixed. I'm doing 3 minutes on just the resin, then I'm putting the mica powders in, giving that another 2 minutes, so it's getting 5 minutes of total mix time. And it's nice and purple. Right, so done all the pieces on the back. You can see I've got a bit further out. Got resin in 3 holes in the back, 1 in the rim at the back, and I've got 1 in the rim here. I haven't recorded everything because at the end of the day it's mix it for it. But I'm using this thermal wrap foil tape, just aluminium foil tape, as a dam. And I have done this on one piece already, the other piece in the rim, so I know it works. I'm a little bit apprehensive because in order to hold this in position it's got to be on the lathe, but that's okay because I'm going out today, so it can sit on the lathe and dry. Just don't really want to leak chucking resin all over my headstock. And this stuff sort of contours in and sticks down to the timber. It does a good job of getting into place. So there's that. Now I'm going to mix the resin, and I'm not going to bother to film that because it's stirring stuff in a pot.